What up, everybody? Welcome to the Milan Weekly Podcast channel. Thank you for tuning in into this showing. Me and Gio always appreciate you, and so do everybody else attached to Milan Weekly Podcast. Do us a solid since you're here. Let's get it straight out the way. Please do us a favor. Hit the like button. Subscribe to our channel if you're not already subscribed. And make sure you hit the notification bell so anytime we go live with a brand new video, you are alerted. So do us a solid, hit it up, be up to date with everything that we got coming live. All right, on this episode of Milan Coast to Coast, me and Gio, we're back together. We're going to be reviewing the Champions League game versus Tottenham. Plus, we're also going to go through the other Champions League games of the first round of 16. And that we're also going to get you ready for Milan and Monza coming up on the weekend. And we're not alone tonight. We have a special guest. So if you're ready, we're ready. Let's go.
Welcome to Milan Weekly Podcast Coast to Coast with your hosts, Gio and Fabio.
Benvenuti nella casa Giroud in area, si gira, sinistro, rete, gol capolavoro di Olivier Giroud.
Mignon with another magical save.
Hernandez, coast to coast, nel numero 19.
Leao carica il mancino. Eccolo qua, Rafa Leao.
Il Milan è campione d'Italia.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, yeah, baby. That's right. You know what it is. It's Wednesday night, and that means it's none other than the boys from coast to coast. Let's get our asses in here. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's been 9 long years, and we've been waiting. Welcome to Milan Coast to Coast, baby. It's the Milan Weekly Podcast channel. I'm, of course, joined by my partner, Gio, and our special guest. If you don't know about Various Views podcast, get to know this face because it's one of the best. We're joined here by Terry tonight. Boys, how you doing? Let's start with G. I know you're a little under the weather, but you are a trooper, brother. Gio, how are you feeling tonight, man?
Man, my throat was giving out last week. Now it's my eye, but we here, Fabio.
Oh!
You know what I mean? But hey, man, the team showed up yesterday, so Gio couldn't have called out today. Gio had to show up for the team.
I love it. Terry, first of all, big props on that AEO at the same time. You can tell we're friends. Thank you for joining us, brother. Terry, tell what up, how you feeling, and tell everybody where they can find you and foremost, man.
Feeling good. Thanks for having me on. Glad to be here with you guys. Love to see you guys doing your thing on a Wednesday night. Always a good time. Thanks for having me on. I'm happy to be here. Manchester United are flying high, baby. Climbing the top of that league. I'm on Various Views podcast, as it's on the bottom of the screen there. We do our live shows every Monday night. We run down the weekly footy and have some fun at the end of the week. Fab or Gio rarely comes on, but he's always in the comments. But Fab's always on. We love having these guys on.
You know me. I can't stop myself. I got to get in there, talk my bullshit as much as I can. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get into it because that's what we're all here for, right? And it's a weekday night. This is what we all been waiting for. So goddamn, hold on. This is live television. You can't mess with it. Because sometimes you turn your speaker off and you forget that you needed it. But playing on a Tuesday, Wednesday night means we are in the champions. So let's get straight to it, baby. All right, listen. We are finally, after a long 9 years, are back in the tournament. And it's damn near 10 years since we actually won a game. So let's get into it. Milan Tottenham live for the San Siro, the first leg of 2. And boy, finally, we came out with some fight. We looked like we were determined, and we actually put one in the net in the first half. So, Gio, I know you were at work. Hopefully, there was a monitor that wasn't broken, because this was a purely good experience, at least for you, right?
Yeah, Fabio, it's just been crazy. We've been having a roller coaster season, and Spurs are supposed to come in. Content has got a good number on Pioli, since he was in Serie A. So I didn't know what to expect. I know we got a result. We edged it over with Torino, but to me, you know what? For this game, I'm proud of the boys. We're coming in and we're coming in there limping, and all I gotta say is Malik Chow, the vibranium himself. It's gonna be a hard fight. Shout out to my Interista friend on Twitter, Materazzi23. He said that relax on calling him up for Germany. He needs to be called up for Senegal so they could duke it out. But I'm just really happy that this is Milan now, Fabio. We're not gonna get the stars, but we never got the stars before. The Flying Dutchman, Saki made them what they did. When we got Kaká, he wasn't well known. So, this is part of Milan. We make superstars, and I'm just proud of the team. Everybody give it extra effort.
I like it. You know what? And Terry, as an outsider, you've been paying attention to Milan for a couple of weeks now. I know you're a Red Devil fan. We're Red Devils too in Italy over there. So what did you think about this particular game when you saw it?
We all bleed red, baby.
Yeah, right.
When I saw this game, I knew what Milan were up against coming into this, and I know that stage is better suited for Milan than it is for Tottenham. Tottenham are a little shaky as it is as a club right now. I think there's a little bit of turmoil going inside the club, maybe a little bit of infighting, let's say. And I think Milan had much more to prove. Like, sorry to say, but the embarrassment to lose to Inter back to back like that, this was something to prove. Honestly, this game had to be like a statement, right? And the fact that they didn't concede, to keep a clean sheet against a team like Tottenham, you guys don't get that, but that's massive. That's huge, especially in a Champions League game. Like, it's going to be interesting come the second leg. I think Milan beats Tottenham again. Like, I honestly have the faith in the red.
You know what? That's very just coming into this game, Milan only won 2 games out of our 9 in the calendar year. I mean, yeah, well, all right, we'll get to that because that's more about the next game. And I'm not going to pretend that Milan Tottenham was this star-studded affair. It meant the most to us because we're Milanistas, and that's just how it is. But what I saw from this particular game, I was very encouraged because, one, like you had mentioned, it seemed like under the bright lights of the big games in 2023, we have not been there. We haven't even been competitive. So the fact that we were able, one, to have back-to-back clean sheets is remarkable when we were leaking like a faucet all over the place. So it looks like maybe we found our defensive structure to play a little better. But I would be remiss if I don't talk about the way they fought, the way all right, so Tottenham had just beaten Manchester City only 2 weeks ago or 2 games ago. And yes, they did have a tough game recently on the weekend, but they looked worse in form. And I had a little of PTSD from the games against Chelsea, thinking, can we play with English opposition? I mean, listen, as Milan fans, as a fan of Serie A, I hate really giving too much praise to the English league. But the way Chelsea's struggling but beat the shit out of us early in the season, it gave me a lot of pause before I went into this game. But now that I've seen the game and seen how we played and how our guys were very creative, very attacking, and we're only going to get better when our injuries come back because we didn't have Benacer. We didn't have a Tomori. And then when we have Mike Bignon back there, woo, we're going to be dangerous. But you know what? All things that considered, let's go through the report card because that's where we're going to really be talking about what people particularly were doing. So we got to get everybody's opinion. So if you're in the comment section, do us a solid, as we go through these, voice your own opinion, all right? And if we're being too harsh, you might be the deciding factor. We got 3 guys, so that really shouldn't be the case this week. But just in case, let's bring it up, baby. Here we go. All right, so here's the report card, all right? Let's start. We start at the back like we always do. Come on, man. Tata Rusanu. My man looked like he had 20/20 vision this week, all right? Listen, I don't know if I give him an A, but he was a B. He was a B. He didn't do anything to make me worried. So for me, I say that's a B. Maybe I'm grading too high. But Terry, what you seem like
I think you're being a little harsh.
You think too harsh?
I think you're being a little harsh, bro.
Mean,
Yeah,
too harsh.
I think he deserves a little bit more of. Did you see how he rolled his ankle? Honestly, like, I'd be off. I'd be done.
It was a minor roll. A minor roll. It was a minor roll. That's all I'm saying.
He was pretty good. He was good, man. Honestly, in a big game like that, you would expect Tottenham, who have Harry Kane, which in the group chat people were like, "Oh, Harry Kane lives on the ground," and I'm thinking, thank you. If you're Milan, you want him on the ground because he could be potentially the most dangerous man on that opposition to get a goal on you. I give that goalie a little bit of credit.
All right,
Tata Rusanu. I remember his name.
Terry Tiramisu is getting an A. That's what Terry says. What do you say, Gio?
I love tiramisu, bro.
I know, bro. Delicious. Gio, what do you say about Tata? What do we got?
Fab, he gets an A, man. He made a save that was clutch because if he doesn't make that save, we down 1-0 and we don't know if we capitulate. It's 1-1 going into halftime. And you don't know what can happen. So Tata, he did what he had to do. And you know what that I liked about him? Because, if you seen last game, Malik Chow yelled at him to come out. And this game, he was coming out. He even slipped a couple times. He tried to do a Mike Magnon and that thing. And, I think Dale took out the player, with his butt and all that stuff because he kicked it out. He shanked it, basically. But Tata, man, shout out to him. He stepped up. We give him a lot of problems. To me, with Tata is his ability to come outside. He can't smell the danger. That's what my main problem with him. And he smelled the danger and he made a big shave. So it is what it is. Tata gets an A.
You know what? Life comes at you fast. Life comes at you fast. If you would have told me there was going to be a time very, very near that we were going to be giving Tata Rusanu an A, I wouldn't have believed you. I wouldn't have believed it. But you know what? That's how it is, bro. All right, so let's go to the next. All right, so we had a back 3 this game. All right, let's start with Kalulu. I think Kalulu was great this game. He was solid, made a couple of last-ditch saves. For me, this was like I'd probably say an A too, because I just felt the past few games of Kalulu, he's been all over the place, but I thought this was a good A again, because not giving up anything. I mean, is everybody going to get an A because we're on a high? I think that maybe we're grading a little too high. You know what? I'm going to say B. I'm changing my shit. I talked myself out of it before I was even in it. See, look, Timmy's loving that.
I'm with
Timmy's here.
I'm with the chat so far. I'm going to give him an A. Kalulu, 22 years old, putting sun in his pocket in the biggest stage of football there is. I'm going to give that kid credit, but not to. I'll go back to this guy, but there's another guy who helps these 2 other guys. But I'll go back to that.
All right.
So I give him an A for sure.
Gio, what do you got? We got an A. I'm going B. People don't get it. I don't do B plus, A minus. It's solid A. A, B, C, D. D is dreadful, and F, you flunked the fucking class. You got to take it over. Gio, what are you giving this guy?
I mean, I'm giving an A. Fabio, that last ditch save.
Yeah, he had a good.
That's an A. Yeah, that was it, man. Because if he doesn't make that save, I mean, just think like the whole back line. They weren't swords.
Yeah.
They were paying attention and they were talking to each other the whole game.
All right, so
that comment by Nick.
Oh, the back line collectively gets an A. All right, well, we'll pump the brakes, all right, because there's our elder statesman there in the middle, Simon Kier. I have to say, man, I think for him this game, I'd give him a B. There was a couple of moments he did make a couple of good saves, but I don't think he was like 100%. I would rather have Tomori there, but I think he was good.
Well, you're gonna have to do a piss test for me, man. Look, I took notes on this game, and look at, I don't know if you can see that, but look at that big ass lettering there.
Yeah.
This
All
guy,
right.
this guy was pivotal to Tata Rusanu playing well too, and Kalulu. When you have a guy like Kier in the back, who he has a good head on him, like he's mindful of what's going on, the other
Yeah.
guys can be receptive off that, and I think he's very good, honestly.
Yeah, you know what? You're swaying me on all these, man. Gio, are you the same? What are we saying about Kier?
Yeah, not Kier. When he's on it, Fab, he's an A. And he did what he did when he played big games in Serie A. What does he do to the striker? He gives him the dormilona. I don't know how to say it in English, but he hits you on your hip. That basically gives you a bruise, and you're feeling that the whole. And that's what he did to Harry Kane. He hit him a couple times, and that's why he was probably slipping and falling and couldn't get up. The whole game, but Kier, Kier, he was a leader, man, and that's what we needed.
You know what, Jason? Hold on. I'm not gonna fast forward because Gio needs to have his vibranium moment. He's been waiting all week to talk about this guy. All right, let's get to Malik Chow. All right, finally they've let him play, and he has back-to-back games. Is it a coincidence? We have 2 clean sheets. Malik Chow.
Fabio, hold on.
Come on, Gio.
The dormilona. You feel me? I don't know how to say that in English, but he put it, when you put the whole leg to sleep for the rest of the whole game because you're hitting a spot where your nerves is messed up.
Yeah. You're giving him the dead leg. Dead leg. Solid A. I go with A. I mean, I know Terry's going to probably agree with that as well, right? A?
I'm honestly, I've never heard of this guy up until this game, to be perfectly honest with you.
Nobody else has until he came.
But for him to be able to hold, how old is he? I think he's very young. I'm going to assume.
21?
Because I don't know
20,
him.
21, yeah.
21.
Okay, so
and for
good for him if
Fabrizio
he's dealing
Romano
with
to
it.
put out a tweet. Go ahead, Terry. Sorry.
Really, eh? No, but if he's keeping up against the one of the top Premier League teams, let's say in the top 10, good for him. Like, it's not easy. And that's a big stage again, like I said.
You know what, Jason? Not Jason. Who was it? Kim puts it out, and Lap Gorilla too. All right. Are we going to deduct any points for missing a goddamn perfect header? Like, should have buried it and misses it? I mean, come on. If that doesn't scream, so like at least 5-10 points off. I mean, all right. Well, we're gonna revisit
from him.
If this
from
him.
that, no, I can't put that on that guy. That's no.
All right,
I expect more from the other guys, honestly.
That's true, and we'll get to the other guy who missed the first header.
But 21, and we paid $7 million for him. Kim's saying
$5 million and $2 million, I think, in like other things, but yeah, $7 million overall. So if he turns out to be like a really, really unbelievable player for us, like a member of that back line for years with Tomori and Kalulu, it's going to be like, all right, Maldini and company, they know how to scout defenders, but they got to go out there and scout us a fucking right wing then. All right, so let's go. Speaking of right wing, Jesus, falls right into our lap. All right, Alexis Salamakis. Gio, tell me why this guy deserves whatever grade you're about to fucking give him.
Fabio, you didn't even let me go to the vibranium settings, man.
But, my bad. Yeah,
but look, Malik Chow, that header that he did, Fabio, if you see the work, he's young, but did you see the work that he did to get open? He juked and then boom, he got open,
Yeah.
So you know what? Really well. He needs to do better, but you know what? To me, like I've been telling everybody on Twitter, on the WhatsApp, on the Telegram chats, like now it's time for Malik Chow to get the whole rest of the Serie A season. If he makes some mistakes, he's got to learn from it. We know that he has talent. He's 6'4". Who would have known? We had a 6'4" athletic center back. Who would have known that he was going to win all aerial threats in the ball? Who would have known? But you know what? For him, I'm very happy for Malik Chow. And that goes, you know what? I give a lot of shit to Makanda, but he really knows how to scout center backs and midfielders. Right wingers, I don't really think he knows, or any center forwards. I don't know if he brought in Leao, but if he did, I'm gonna give him that one. But other than that, he knows how to spot center backs and midfielders.
All right. So as far as we've gone so far, out of 4 players we have 4 A's. This might be
Mhm.
like one of those classes that they tell other schools about. You know what I mean? Like everybody's doing fantastic. Oh, he dogged walk King. I knew you were gonna like that one.
Big time.
I knew it. All right, so let's get to our right wing back this game. All right. It was Alexis Salamakis. What's your opinion, Gio? We'll start with you and then go to Terry.
I mean, I liked how his game that this role suits him. He still can't cross the ball or pass the ball correctly, but you know what? This is what needs. You know what I liked about this whole game, Fabio, is now we're starting to see the team unity together, and I'm really happy that the team is really uniting. You know, Salamanca, I don't know how he got a 6.5, maybe because he didn't score, he didn't do any assists, but it is what it is, Fabio.
All right, Terry, what do you
B
think?
plus to me, B.
No,
man.
B. All right, you know the deal. We don't do pluses and minuses. Yeah, all right. Save those for your batteries. All right, Terry, what you got for your score on Alexis Salamakis? I know you wish you had a right wing like this guy.
Oh man, just for the name alone, I mean, I can't really give him a B. If I'm giving the guys on the back an A, I'm gonna have to be a little bit more critical. I think he was a little bit overshadowed by a few other players on the field. I don't want to say their names yet, so I'm gonna give him a low rating. I expect more from a guy like Salamakers.
I like Lab Gorilla's thing here. Salads did okay. B for better than Calabria. I like that. Jason also says B. What did you say? You said B or C?
No, I'm giving it a C.
A C. All right. Well, Timmy says yes. The role suits him, but B is fair. All right. So we got Gio. What did you say? You said B.
Yeah, B, Fabio. I said
All right.
B.
So you say C, and the crowd's going B. I'm gonna go B too. I'm swayed very easily tonight. All right. So let's go. All right. Our Lord and Savior, Lord Krunic. What about this guy? Because for me, I'll tell you straight up, he might be the worst of the game. I didn't think he was great. He really much didn't do anything for me worth remembering. So for me, I give him a C. It was just an average performance, nothing great. I think a C is fair for Krunic. Terry, what do you think?
I don't know. I felt like he was a little bit more effective in the middle there, and I seen him get involved with more play than Salamakers, let's say. So I'm gonna have to give him a B. I think he was good in that spot. He was doing things that he should have been doing, creating the proper spaces and making the right passes. So
All right. So what about you, G? How do you feel?
Okay, you saw what I put in the chat. You know what?
No, I didn't.
A lot of people love Lord Kunis. They say Lord Kunis this,
yeah,
Lord
that's right.
Kunis that. But let's talk facts. He was a liability. This is not NFL, Krunic. We're playing against a Premier League team. You were holding the ball like it was a baby, okay? Like if it was an NFL football. That happened on Sunday. It was a Super Bowl, okay? That's what happened. When you were playing, there was a time that Kalulu had the whole right area open, and he overlapped them, and he held the ball, and they stole the ball, and they hit us on the counter. So Krunic, you're an incomplete to me, and I'm tired.
What? Gio's always going with incomplete.
No, Fabio. I'm tired. You know what? This goes more on Pioli. Why can Krunic come back from an injury and he's playing straight 90 minutes, 3 games back to back? We have not seen Origi. We have not seen Rebic for 90 minutes. Why is he the only one that could play 90 minutes, Fabio?
He's
straight
doing
back from injury.
He's doing you a favor keeping Origi off the team, that's for sure.
Yeah. I don't. Do you want Origi to play central midfielder?
Rebic, I'll take Rebic over Origi.
Oh man. Listen, all right. So you guys said you said what? Gio says incomplete. He gives me scores that don't even count.
Look at Aisha Montana. Keeps the ball too much.
Yeah,
It's not the
that's right.
Super Bowl. It's not the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he was watching too much of that Rihanna, man. That's how it was. All right, so we got Lord Krunic, B for him. Other people saying he's all right. Give him an F, an F off. Kim saying C. So look, I think the same thing. Like Gio was saying, holding the ball too much, didn't actually play well. Timmy had put earlier, they had 3 turnovers. So for me, Krunic, Lord, Savior, I would have preferred you been subbed off or maybe he didn't play this game. I'm giving him a C. Sorry. All right, let's go to Sandro Tonali now. Sandro, our beloved Sandro. All right. Finally, I thought he looked better. I've been very critical of Sandro the last couple of games because for 2023, he's not looked good. He has not. So I thought he was pretty solid this game. He had a good passing with Hernandez and Leao. So I thought that, he did a lot of good things. So for me, I think he was a good B. Nothing A worthy. Didn't really have any shots on target that I remember. So for me, I think Tonali did good enough. So I'll give him a B. I think that's fair. Gio, what do you think?
I'm giving Sandrito a B, man. I mean, we
Okay.
need more from him,
We do.
But I think I don't know, man. But I think we need more quality players because you see, we lose the pit bull and we bring in Lord Krunic.
Yeah, I
And I
know.
think that makes him go down a level, but he should be going up a level. But yeah, it's a B. Seemed Sandro better, but hopefully he's okay and he makes the game on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Terry, what do you think about Sandrito?
I really was impressed by this guy. I thought he gave everything he had to keep this game on Milan's side. Like anytime I saw him on the ball, he was running his ass off. He was getting taken down. He was playing with his heart. I really felt that. Am I going to give him an A? No, because I expected at least an assist from this guy, right? And he didn't really assist. So I'm going to give him a nice B.
All right, I think B is the fair answer. Everybody in the chat seems to be going with B. Kim has a great point. That Romero nearly broke his leg, and he should have got a straight red card, but didn't happen. He got a yellow anyway, so it is what it is. All right, so now we go on to one of the guys that I think he's getting a resurgence ever since Calabria's kept on the side, and this guy's got to wear the armband. Woo! Theo Hernandez looks different. Thank God he dyed his hair blonde with that stupid fucking smiley face on his head. I don't dig the look, but I dig the way the look makes him play, baby. And I thought he was phenomenal, man. Again, besides the fact that his initial shot that Forster, what's his name? Forster, something like that.
Foster, yeah, Foster.
He makes a great save on it that Dale shoots a blast in, and that's how we end up getting our first goal and only goal with Diaz getting his own rebound from his own shot. But I thought he's been looking really, really good in this particular game. For me, I thought he played great. So for me, Dale is an A. Terry, what do you think?
I mean, this kid's hot. Like, say what you will about the hair color. I'm not really for it. I thought it was going to be a little bit of a negative thing towards the impact of his play. But, you see, he goes for it, right? He wants to get in there. And it kind of bums me out that you don't see that from the midfielders from Milan. Like, this is coming from a guy on the wing where he wants it that hard. You got to give him an A. You have to.
Yeah,
to carry the team.
It feels like he has been carrying because he's been more of the dynamic threat on the left side lately more than Leao.
He's got double duty, right? So,
yeah. But Gio, what is your opinion about Dale? Come on, you're one of his biggest fans.
Nah, I'm biggest fan since he got to the club, man. Jerseys on him and everything, name on the back. But to me, Dale, man, love the guy. I know he let me down for Sassuolo, but he has made it up the last 2 games. He says he's mentally back-eyed and maybe he went to go see a therapist. So shout out to him for doing that. He said he was heartbroken after seeing after losing the World Cup, because he gave it all. He did what he had to do, and he lost. So, I mean, at the end of the day,
that's understandable.
So Theo and Leao, I mean, that left side is the only thing that we have, Fabio, let's be honest, because, the right side, Salad and Diaz, they going to do what they do, but are they really threatening? No. The left side is where our threats come from.
Yeah.
So A++ for him.
A++. All right, let's go to Leao now. Now Leao was the player of the game. Let me just get this goddamn picture. Of course, I don't have it up. Hold up. I got it. Give me a second. There it is. We'll put that back up. So Leao, let's talk a little about Leao. Now, yes, he didn't find the score sheet. Didn't have an assist. But the amount of chances and creations that this guy comes up with, it's still that he is our best player, hands down. So for me, it's a solid A. I don't, Nick is saying he thought Leao was lazy. in attack. But for me, I thought, again, everybody knows Leao's our best player. He's going to get the most attention, but he was still able to put a couple of really good crosses that if they finished them, he would have had an assist, and he still got the player of the game. Gio, what do you think about Leao's performance?
Jason, shout out to you, man. Can you put why you gave him a B minus? Look, Fabio, Paramount Plus, they pissed me off, right? So I think I was BT Sports. I think I was watching it. Don't ask me how I watched it in California because I'm not gonna answer you. But I was watching the analysis from Jermaine Jennings, an old Spurs guy, and Rio Ferdinand, and they had high praise. They said that he has his own pace. That what he's gonna learn in the next 2 to 3 years is how to control the game by himself. So yeah, he didn't go on the score sheet, but like they said, if somebody would have, hit it in the back of the net, he would have had an assist, and then that would have been end product. So if Big Rio Ferdinand, the Rolls Royce defender that he is giving you props, and Jermaine Jennings, I mean, he's a Spurs, so we don't care about what he says. But if Rio Ferdinand is giving you props, then you did what you had to do.
This Gio having the ambulance in the background. Terry, what'd you think about Leao, bro?
This guy gets the S rank. Supreme super being, best player on the field.
Not too bad that he's Portuguese. Too,
Yeah,
right?
not bad that he's Portuguese. The kid's so talented. His feet, he's so good on his feet. I think this is going to be, I don't know. I don't want to say it, but I do want to say it. I think, yes, he was a little lackadaisical offensively, but when you create so much and the rest of the team is kind of not on par, sorry to say, it takes a lot to want to keep continuing that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like, man, you should almost cash in on a guy like that. Realistically, if you haven't made moves, like something has to be done this summer. This has to be the big summer for him. Because if he's doing stuff like that on the pitch against Tottenham, everybody's looking at him.
Yeah, they are.
That's why I give him an S rank.
Yeah, I think he easily was the MVP for me. So I think everybody would agree. He's A all around. He's been hands down our best player. All right, so let's go to the surprise. All right, the surprise of this game. Brahim,
wow,
the dream. Diaz, he came through his Valentine's Day and he gave the ball a little kiss with his head. Got that shit right and got his own rebound. I like it. Of course, Dale, his first shot was initially how it started, but Brahim, can't lie, only played about 75 minutes and then he got substituted. But he was lively. He played good. He was, again, kind of that little just attacking guy right there in the middle for us when we needed him. You know my deal with Diaz. I don't love this kid. I really don't. I'm still not going to say we should redeem him for any amount. So I'm not going to fall into that trap. But for me, I give the kid a B. I think he was pretty solid. I won't give him a solid A because he's never really ever deserves an A. But for playing on that right wing, doing something different for us in this formation and creating the goal when we needed it. For me, I give him that. What about you, Gio?
Did you give him, Fabio?
I'm giving him a B, bro. I'm giving him a B.
B
for Brahim.
I'm gonna go for what Vince put. I mean, besides the goal, what did he do? I said, you know what is the problem with me and like him? Like he's a La Liga player, Fabio. Because in La Liga he could play that way, but in Serie A in the Champions League, after that he got bullied. Popeye Sarr, like what? He's like a foot taller than him. It was just bully season for him. And if you look at our midfield, when we have the pit bull, we have Tonali, and then we have Diaz as a midfielder. We're RIP Vernon Meyer. We're shorter than him. Like, let's be honest. I need a CDK to step up. I need our favorite supermarket over here. If you're bougie, if you're bad and bougie, you go to Aldi. You feel me? And you go to Aldi. I need him to get that game time now. Like, Brahim, he had his time. Fabio, he scored the goal. I loved him for giving the effort. But after that, like, he just gets trampled, and we just need taller. If Tonali was like 6'5" and then Benacer was 6'1", then Brahim could be in there, but we're too short. Do you see that only Giroud can win headers? Like your midfielders is supposed to win headers, like so. I'm gonna give him
Yeah, we need some more.
besides the goal.
guys
That's
in there.
it.
So what are you giving him?
B.
A B? Okay.
A
And
C,
also,
C.
oh, C. All right. And just a little side note: if Adley is your favorite supermarket, and if it's anything like the player, everything is spoiled inside. Don't even bother going in. All right. All right. So, Terry, what do you think about Brahim? All right.
Man, I think C is a little bit harsh because
I think so too.
This guy's a pit bull out there, G. He's playing against big guys out there. And, like, that's the thing. Tottenham's mid and they're back. They're all big boys, right? So for him to get a little scrappy goal in there against poor little Tottenham, a little bit more than a C. I'm going to give him a B. Good for him.
All right. See, I think I would agree. But Haitian Montana says buy Diaz for 20 mil. That's a good idea. That's a good deal. Play like Diaz, 40, 50, 60 million.
Not even.
No way.
Not
no
even.
Way. No way. Sell Diaz to Spurs in the summer for 40 million. You know what? If they were dumb enough to do that shit, I would do it. They'll flip. That's like flipping a house.
Oh, take that in a heartbeat.
It's like walking in and the living room looks really nice. And like, no. You don't have to see the rest of the house. You don't have to see the rest of the house. That's it. All right. So last but not least here, our man Olivier Giroud. Now, not one of his best games. I felt like Giroud's been just overworked lately. For me, I'd give him a C. It's just an average performance. Didn't really do anything. Didn't get any chances that I remember, as far as I remember right now. But what do you say, Terry?
It's tough for me because I like Giroud, and honestly,
I like Giroud a lot. I like him too. Yeah.
He's one of the only ones that shows real passion on the pitch. Realistically speaking, like he shows the emotion, like how bad he wants it, and you don't see that too much from a lot of other guys wearing that jersey. So
no, you know what? Kissing the badge when he scored the goal
Yeah.
against Torino, for me, that's definitely. I hear what you're saying. So what would you think? A B?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a B, and that's being a little generous because I know he does a lot of work for you guys. But yeah, B for sure.
Yeah, he didn't get a ton of service. Good comment by Nick there. All right, Gio, come on. What do you got to say?
You know what? I love Giroud, but if you read the reports, whether it's from English media, Italian media, German media, French media, Canadian media, United States media, what did they say? Oh, he held up the ball. He fought, and that's it. And that's not what
he did. I know, but he did track back when he needed.
Yeah, but I understand that. But to me, he needs some rest. Giroud, I'm gonna give you a B, just being generous. But now it's time for you. Hopefully, you don't play on Saturday because we need that legs back. We're gonna need him, Fabio. We're in the dogfight right now to get these Champions League spots, and we're gonna need him in 3. We're gonna need him in 3 weeks. When we head back to Spurs, and hopefully he's healthy. Maybe Origi can play, maybe Rebic can play. You know, those legs, Fabio, you know what's crazy? And Terry could tell you, like at Arsenal and Chelsea, he used to sell out a lot of games for a lot of back problems. Maybe it's that caca English food that he was eating over there. Now he eating that pasta. And, now he eating that pasta and that shit. He ain't got no back problems.
Listen, man, they got good chiropractors in Milan or something. Listen, he loves being on the cover of, listen, everybody's giving him a B. So I'll go with you guys. I was giving him a C because there wasn't much chances and stuff like that, but we'll go B. B is fine. All right.
Yeah,
The only guy I want to talk to who was subbed in, the only guy that matters, all right? And no, Macias does not matter. When I saw him come in, I retracted back and actually said the words, why don't we leave Salamakis on for the full 90? I actually said those words, and I couldn't believe it. I felt like an outer body experience. So for me, Macias, he did nothing, didn't offer anything. He's an F. Sorry, Macias. He's a D for DHL where he should be working. All right, but let's go to the other guy, our $35 million man, Charles de Ketelaere. He comes in. He only gets about 15 minutes. And I said it. I said this kid, I said it on the spaces at halftime with Martino. I said, I have a feeling that CDK is going to get his goal today. He's going to get us a second one and we'll be solid. Instead, after a great pass by Leao, gets it to Drew. Drew heads it back. He's still onside, and he has a chance to get a goal, and he just shanks it again. And there's a fitting little clip that you see that Leao comes over to him and says, "It's coming, bro. It's coming." Like you're almost there. But imagine if this fucking kid could have done it with 15 minutes only in the Champions League for us, and then round of 16 goes and gets us a second goal. It would have been amazing. Could have got that monkey off his back, but instead he didn't. He unfortunately gets another C for I need to see a little more, Charles. Terry, you saw this guy. This is the only guy we spend money on. Did you see anything in 15 minutes that says, what the hell did you guys spend?
When you explained the way he headed over and then Giroud gave it back to him and he shanked it, that just sounds so bad. When you have that much time to give it to somebody and then you could kind of react or set up.
It was Leao crossed it in, then Giroud set it up perfectly, and it was right on side. There wasn't even a doubt that he was going to be offside, but he shanks the header.
I had high hopes for this kid. Honestly, it was him and Noah Lang from Brugge that I was really looking at, and maybe Milan got the wrong guy from Brugge because this kid's not doing it. CDK needs Viagra.
No, I know you watched, and we'll get to the other game with Club Brugge, but I mean, for 35 million, you would expect to see some sort of mark on the goals and assists. It's crazy. Gio, any opinion on CDK's 15 minutes and his shank?
All right, Fabio, put me on the big screen.
I'm
sending a big message to him. I want to send a message to him.
Okay,
send a message.
Here we go.
Send a message.
Right, you know what?
Talk to us,
CDK, man. This message to you: pick your head up. We're in Serie A, so we can't really throw away 35 million as a club. Pick your head up and pay us back in 3 weeks. All right. Whatever happens. Right now, like, the team just needs support. Pick your head up, do what you gotta do, all right, and pay us back in 3 weeks. We need you, and we need everybody on the team because we're always injured. We got this new performance coach, right? And everybody still gets injured. But CDK, pick your head up, like Leao said. It's coming. And when it comes, I just feel like if this guy gets a goal, Fabio, it's gonna go hard, man. It's gonna go all over the place. It's gonna go hard in the paint, Fabio, and it is what it is. So CDK, from your buddy Gio over here in California, pick your head up, play a game, and if another shot comes to you, put it in the back of the net. We're gonna let this one slide just because we didn't expect nothing from this game because we had these much injuries. Now we got new players coming in, so now you owe us. Okay?
I like it. All right, let's get quickly through it. Top and flop. Gio, who's your top of this game?
My top in this game is gonna be, to me, the whole back line, Fabio. I mean, they didn't let nobody go near. Harry Kane is a world-class striker, and then you got Son, and then you got Kulusevski, who's a baller too, and we kept them out. So, man, shout out to them, man. So the whole back line.
The whole back line. What about you, Terry? Who's your top of this game? Yeah,
that's
the elder statements.
That's my top.
I like it. All right, so I'm gonna just say, since Gio took everybody, you took one guy. I'm gonna take one guy. I'm gonna go to Malik Chow. Way to really show up and prove that you deserve to be playing these games. With no Tomori, you are slotted in, and you should be playing. We're getting some aerial presence with him. So for me, Malik Chow, back-to-back clutch performances. Let's keep it going, baby. Who's your flop? Terry, who's your flop? Who do you think was the worst?
Salamakers. He's my flop. Yeah, I expected more from him. That's all.
Yeah, I hear that. Gio, what about you? Who's your flop?
I'll remove the Lord in front of Krunic because he's not no Lord. He should be playing NFL. He thought he was playing in the Super Bowl, holding the ball up, not seeing people making the runs, passing by defenders. He just thought, like, you know what, let me hold this on. I need to get 2 yards to get the first down. So Krunic, no more Lord Krunic. If I see a Lord Krunic, we got some problems.
You know what? I agree. That's my flop as well. Definitely is Lord Krunic. All right. we got a couple other games to talk about, so let's do it. All right, let's bring it up here. All right, listen, you know how we do here. Even though it's Milan Weekly Podcast channel. All right.
Should I leave?
No, stop it, Terry. Listen, for a while we weren't in this either. Gabia should never see the light of day again now that Chao has come out. Yeah, that's true. All right, so listen, even though we are Milan fans and we only talk Milan here, this is one of the primary reasons we wanted to bring our friend Terry in, because he is a connoisseur of all soccer and he knows good football. And whether we want to admit it or not, the other game on Tuesday, which was PSG versus Bayern Munich, was the marquee matchup of the round of 16. So we got to get into this game. Now, Bayern looked pretty confident, and Paris looked completely out of sorts in the first half. But they finally end up getting a goal, Bayern. Who's the goal scorer? I completely forgot.
Coleman.
And he doesn't score because he's from Paris. He doesn't celebrate. So they're up 1-0. Paris actually ends up changing things come the second half. Why Mbappe wasn't starting to begin with? Maybe he was coming off an injury. They didn't want to give him the full 90. But once he came in, you could see the difference in the team. And just so we all understand, Paris has 3 of the best players in the goddamn world on the same team. But you know who they also have? That snake Donnarumma, who couldn't get that ball. He let it squeak right by. And I'm sorry, I know our goalkeeper's been hurt a lot and is nowhere to be seen for months. But you know what? Donnarumma looked a little out of sorts. He did make one really good save. But of course, when Mbappe came into the game, it really changed. Bayern didn't have too many chances. Paris thought they tied, but Mbappe was like, I don't know, his one of his pubic hairs were off sides. He was barely off sides, and they took it away. So let's start with you, Terry. From this game, what was your overall opinion on it?
I mean, to keep those 3 guys in your pocket for this game, it was interesting to see. To tell you the truth, I have Bayern winning the Champions League this year. That's who I think is going to do it.
It's not an outlandish idea, honestly.
For PSG to get drawn these guys, it's like it sucks. Like it's hard for them. 0-0 at halftime. They both made subs, and it's interesting. It took Hakimi off for PSG, and Kimpembe came in. Cancelo came off, and Davies came in.
Yeah,
and Upamecano kept Neymar in his pocket the entire game. That's a feat in itself. He's young.
Gio, what? Yeah, no, it was this is still, again, from what I saw, I think they still have a lot to play for. I think Donnarumma's mistake is the difference of this game.
Yeah, he was poor.
He did not look good. He looked a little doofy when he was diving to make saves and stuff like that. To me, it looks like he might be eating too many French fries over there. I know we had the better food, but he went over there and he just looks all out of sorts. Gio, what did you see from this game?
You know what? I mean, I watched the whole game. I watched it on replay, man. It was just a dross game. It is what it is. Like PSG, they spend so much money to look like caca, basically. But you know what? I want to say something right now, Fabio. I discussed this with the legend himself, Stevie P. Like, Donnarumma, relax on the croissants, bro. And because you know what the problem that I have with Donnarumma is, okay, leave, say what you gotta say, you want to blame it on us and stuff like that, that's fine. But when you say you go to PSG and you say that your ambition, that PSG meets your ambition because they're higher than Milan, bro, we won Scudetto. Scudetto is better than Uber Eats League. I'm sorry. You guys are the only team in that league that can, So, like, you left and we Scudetto, and then now you're in the big-time Champions League and you're letting balls like that going past you? Like, come on now. And you lucky, Gigio, that Vicario is at Empoli, because if a top team in Italy gets him like a Roma, if they tell Rui Patricio to go, like if a Roma gets a Vicario and he starts doing that and doing handstands on his head, you're gonna be second bench to him, because he's a shot stopper too. So, but you lucky. Stop eating the croissants, get your stuff together, and stop talking about Milan. And it is what it is. That's the only problem that I had about him, and will always hold against him. He said that he was leaving us for better ambition, and to me, we have surpassed him in his ambition because we won a better trophy.
Yeah. Well, it's not all lost for Paris. The second leg is definitely going to be exciting in Bayern, in Munich.
And what was going on with Ramos, man? He trying to fight the cameraman too. What's going
Yeah,
on
that
with
guy's on
PSG? What's
Yeah,
going
that's it.
on over there?
Listen, the expectations are very high, so the pressure's getting to him. But
Yeah.
that's a perfect segue because nobody is under more pressure than my man Harry Graham Potter. That's right. We're going to be talking about Chelsea, BVB now. All right, Dortmund made them look. Listen, Chelsea has way too many players, and I hate this goddamn new rule that you could just take people. There's no more cup ties. These guys have players who played in all other teams, and they just put everybody out there the first game. But in the second half, Dortmund finally gets the breakthrough with Adeyemi. Is that how you pronounce his name?
It's Adeyemi.
Adeyemi. There you go. Thank you. You know I can't pronounce names. But they didn't end up really getting anything. Chelsea had a couple of chances. I remember a decent shot by João Felix, but it went right to the keeper. Enzo Fernandez, not really much to see this game. He has looked better, not really better because Chelsea's look like completely out of form in the league as well. They haven't won a game that I've seen ever since they spent $400 million. But Terry, would you be worried? And this is the one thing is that, we saw a very different Chelsea in the group stage. Now in the knockout stage, do we think there's a turnaround come in London?
Absolutely not. Unless they get a new coach in there with some better ideas, nothing's going to change. I don't think the guys have respect for Potter. That's my honest opinion.
Is Chelsea going to be a team that fires two coaches in one season? Is that fucking possible?
Crazier things have been done in the season, and maybe to save face, it might have to be done because it looks very bad. I mean, Borussia Dortmund are a team that can lock you down and keep you postponed for the entire game and maybe find an opening and catch you, right? You would think with the amount of talent that Chelsea has that they would get something done. There's obviously something not clicking there. They're not finding each other. I had higher hopes for Mudryk. I honestly think he went to the wrong team. I'm beside myself really at this game, honestly.
Also, special shout out in this game, former Juventus player Cam Emery Cam makes a unbelievable goal line save that kept the game tied. So that was remarkable. Gio, what'd you think about this one, bro?
Nah, you know what? I mean, they're not clicking, man. Harry Potter got all his wizards, and the wizards, they forgot their wands,
Yep.
But you know what? To me, that he's not. I think Terry's told me he's not even fit to be a Starbucks manager. But
Jamie's 100% right, man. Chelsea don't have a striker. Stop playing Kai, whatever his name is, Havertz. He stinks, bro.
But you know what? He has a bust up with Hakimi. He tells him that he doesn't want him, and he consists like what kind of cojones is that? You got a beef with a player, you tell him not to be here, and then you starting him like all the time. Like who's gonna have respect for you? If I'm a player and I tell the coach F you this and that, and then he plays me, who's gonna have respect for him?
Nobody, right?
So to me, I think Harry Potter, if he doesn't get a win pretty soon here, he's going to be out of a job back to Hogwarts.
I mean, I thought that this was the game, honestly, to send him to Hogwarts there, Gio. If the next game they don't get a convincing W, he better take some sort of flying broomstick or train to get the hell out of there, really.
I love these references. That's fantastic. All right. Last but not least, one of our Portuguese teams here playing the team that fleeced us for $35 million. Benfica puts 2 on the board. They look good away, even though that doesn't matter anymore. They had 2 goals by Jose Mario, João Mario, excuse me. I love that name. And then at the end, Neres gets another one in almost extra time, 88 minutes. So, Terry, you are a resident Portuguese scout here. Tell us What Benfica? We don't need no Enzo Fernandez. We flying high, baby.
This team never disappoints, man. It's always a great game whenever you watch Benfica play. They keep you on the edge of your seat. They produce young talent. They sell them in transfer windows, make boatloads of money, and they continue to bring up results like this. Clean sheets, might I add, with Otamendi,
I
who's
know,
like a
crazy.
grandfather. Like it's insane.
It's
I love to
crazy.
see it.
Gio, do you think Club Brugge has any chance in the second leg going to Portugal?
Nah, they only had two outstanding players, and that was Noah Lang, the guy that
True.
we've been looking at for 3 years, and then
Yep.
Onadika, somebody that we were in for, but that we gave the money to Bruges, and they went to go buy him with our money. But you know what? Like, there's a lot of people that always say, "Oh, we don't want to be like Benfica. We don't want to be like Portugal." Well, sorry to break it to you guys. We're in Serie A, so if we consistently sell our talent and we're competing in the Champions League, what more do you want? Like, these guys are getting to semifinals and they're getting to last 8. So, like, you know what? Juventus is not even doing that, and they got triple their salary. So if we're gonna be a self-sustaining model, we're gonna do that. Like, if we would have got Enzo Fernandez, we would have been more advanced because we would have sold him. I don't know, we would have paid off the loan that we have to pay off to Elliott and then stuff like that. But you know what? A lot of people shit on Benfica and Porto, but hey, they do it the right way. They sell their players, they make it to the Champions League every year, and they're competitive. If you don't want to see that, and either of them win their league, so if you don't want to see that as a Milan fan, I don't know what it is, because we could keep hold to these players. Maybe they can only keep hold of these players 1 to 2 years. Maybe we could keep it for 3 or 4. So, that means that we can have a run. But, man, shout out to Benfica and how the whole Portugal as a league, how they every year they get they get basically they steal all their players, and then again they're back in the Champions League and they're making the League Nos proud, and that's why League Nos is better than Uber Eats League, and that's not me, Gio, saying that. That's in the FIFA ranking. So imagine,
Yo, man, I don't want to
Gio. Imagine Gio left us to be in a not even in a top 5 league. That's how bad Gio is, but it is what it is.
Honestly, for what Benfica do, it's incredible. Like they're an umbrella, right? So they have like Benfica basketball, Benfica volleyball. There's a Benfica University, a Benfica racing team. Like they produce a lot of different young talents, and that's just something they're known for, which is incredible to be able to compete at those high levels.
Yeah, and they keep both Portuguese teams, usually Porto and Benfica. They're able to have turnover and still produce something good.
It's
While
incredible.
Chelsea's buying 2-3 extra teams just to get knocked out the first round. So it's a beautiful thing. So that is the first set of games for the round of 16. Next Wednesday night, when we do this again, we'll get the all other 4 games. Even though Milan's not involved, of course, me and Gio, we got to talk about it. So those are the 4 games. Let's move on. All right. So we have a special little segment here. All right. Me and Gio Americans recently, in January, they always like to tell us how the country's going on. So we figured, you know what? We got to do a little, hold on here, a little State of the Milan Union. All right. Here we go. Let's talk about it. All right. Now, the skid stopped temporarily, hopefully permanently. All right. So let's talk about it. Now, we have also somebody who doesn't support Milan, but supports us. So he's here. He's giving us the outside opinion. But Gio, we're going to start with you. Now that you've seen back-to-back wins, back-to-back clean sheets, let's look what's going forward as well. How do you feel moving forward with the next couple of games coming up, the state of where we are?
Next couple games are big, Fabio. I think that Monza game is one of the biggest. And I think the team is now, we're back united. We beat a team in Spurs that, you know what, nobody gave us a chance in. And I think the team is back united. You saw what they did after the game and everything. So, I'm really looking forward to the game on Saturday. I think we're going to turn it around. I think the feel good of Chow performing, of just like more people coming in, more talent coming into the team. And hopefully we see Rebic or Ricci, give Giroud some rest in those legs and stuff like that. And if not, if we need a goal to save us, then it is what it is. But you know what? We got a tough test against Monza, because you know what happens if they beat us, Fabio? You know
get
what's
the bus,
coming.
baby.
They get the
bus, baby. But we're gonna talk about that. Hold on 1 second. But I just want to ask you one more question, Gio, before we move to Terry. Do you give Pioli a little more slack now and maybe praise the fact that he identified that what we were doing before with the players we have available, the formation we were doing was not working, and he seems to identify another formation and style of us playing with our wing backs with a back three. Does any of that sway your opinion of how you felt about Pioli just a week earlier?
I'm just glad that he giving the young gun a chance, but like, come on now, like you sticking to the bed sheets for Krunic. I don't like that. What has he done? Like the last 3 games that he has played, he's been dog caca, hot breath, like they say in the streets. Like you got that hot breath. That's what he's been in. And you know what? Like, come on now give another chance. Give another chance to Vortex. Maybe he comes out playing. Like, come on, like the way that we're going right now, Fabio. We got that feel good movement, and Pioli, yes, he changed it from being stubborn, and that's the only credit that I could give him. But now it's time for him to really rest Giroud. Giroud, come on, man, Fabio, he's 37 years old. Like you can't give him like 2 minutes rest or anything like that.
I mean,
that's the only problem that I have.
You calling for Origi? Because
I'm calling for Giroud. Hey, everybody got to step up, Fab. We got to step up, Fab. Everybody got to step up now. We need to make Champions League because if not, then we selling Leao, and we might have to sell another player.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Terry, as an outsider here, look where we're sitting here. We're technically in 5th place, but we're tied on points with 3rd place. Atalanta is coming up pretty soon. Let me put this back up. Big games. After we play Monza this week, we got Atalanta after Fiorentina. Then we go back at Tottenham, and then we play Salernitana. So seeing that where we are, what's your overall opinion of so far?
I'm worried. I honestly am. I hope Pioli is not, dipping into the Soprasata right now and pounding a bottle of wine thinking he's on top of the world after this.
I just bought some Supersat. That's a fucking great idea.
You know what I mean? Like, this is where you knuckle down. These guys are going to be tired. The game's in 3 days. Giroud, he's doing the best he can out there. And how much more can these guys keep this up? This is an important game, right? This is in 3 days. Like, I just hope Pioli knows what he's doing, man. Trust the boys. And like you guys are saying, for years you guys have been saying, you need a guy on the right side because the left side's doing all the work, and it can't work like that forever. It just can't.
No, it can't. But that's that's not Pioli's department there. That's management. It's not going to come now in February. We have to. That's a summer conversation. Right now, we got to deal with who we got. I like Vince's comment here. Before the Banta era, Milan would play their reserve bench against the team below the top 6. I want to see that again. Give the boys that need to prove themselves a game to show their worth. That's not going to be the outcome now, Vince. Unfortunately, every game we play is super important. We cannot afford to drop points. And the guys in the second team, our reserve bench, right now, they do not seem like they're up to stuff. We haven't seen Adley all year. He's not going to get time. We're seeing CDK just in spurts, and he was our marquee purchase. So I don't think that's going to really happen. But for me, this is positive because Atalanta and Lazio are actually who tied last week? Was it Atalanta and Lazio? They both dropped points, right? Or
Atalanta? No, Lazio. The both Roman clubs dropped points, and Inter dropped points too. So you see how we're all right there.
We're all right there. Only 3 points behind for second place. Go ahead.
Did CDK start that game against Monza?
No.
You don't think so, eh?
No. I mean, I keep calling for him to start, but it seems like Diaz at the moment is still in form. And, if you've had 2 decent performances from Diaz back-to-back, you give him a third one. But, I don't have faith in Diaz. The kid doesn't show up week in, week out. He has small frame. Maybe we get lucky, he scores a goal, but he's not the player we have in the future. We should not be thinking about buying him for $20 million when we're struggling to buy players and we can't waste it. Like we wasted $5 million on Messias. That was a bad idea. So this is where we are. This is our state of the Milan Union at the moment. But for me, I think 2 good games. We seem to have turned things around. So now let's focus on our upcoming match which is against Monza. So let's get into Milan versus Monza, the Serie A preview here. All right, so Monza's thing, if we all have seemingly forgot, Berlusconi owns Monza. Galliani is the sporting director there. So this is our bloodline for all of our great years that we all grew up watching Milan. Now they're at Monza, and they've been promised certain things. We're not going to go into great detail because they're a bit vulgar. And you know us, we like to keep it very clean here. But supposedly there's been a bus worth of entertainment that could be offered to them if they make the correct decisions and win these big games against the big clubs. Now, they've already beat Juve twice this season. So maybe they got the bus twice. Maybe they want to go for a hat trick here. Maybe if they beat Milan, Berlusconi will give them the whole boonga boonga party or whatever the hell he called it. But Gio, how nervous are you about this game? Monza's look pretty decent. They've almost secured themselves a pretty solid cushion with how bad the bottom three has been. Monza's played well enough that they should be a middle of the club team. Maybe not a top 10, but definitely 10 to 15. They're solid, right?
Yeah, Fabio. I mean, to me, it's like after that big one in the Champions League, we're going to come back. And I really think that, we're going to show out. It's going to be a tough game because, it's away. They're going to have the top ladies, out there in the stands and in the bus. And it's going to be it's going to be crazy, okay? But you know what? I'm looking for the team to step up and continue this streak. And I think we're gonna, Fabio. I think we're gonna win. We're gonna win 2-0. We're gonna keep another clean sheet, and we're gonna keep on collecting the points. That's all we have to do to the end of the season. All right?
Yo, shout out Milan Club Tinder. This is your segment right here, sponsored by Milan Club Tinder. All right, so Terry, I know you don't know who the hell Monza is, but what's your opinion here? You think you see them on where they are in the standings? Actually, let me put it up here because we have it.
It doesn't matter.
Monza, where is Monza's 10th right now?
Yeah,
Good Lord.
Yeah, this game won't really affect the table too much. But like Gio was saying, man, ride the win you guys just came off of. Keep the pace going. You might have to give Giroud a little bit of a break. Man, like Milan's biggest issue, I think, is having a hungry young striker.
Yeah, sure.
Keep up the pace. Don't let off. Keep the head straight because these are the games that are going to make the difference come the end of the season for you guys.
Yeah.
And a team like Monza, you can't second guess them, right?
No, first year in Serie A, and look at them. They're riding high in 10th place. So they have the structure. They got some good players. We can't sleep on them.
And there's nothing more they would want than to get a win over a big club like Milan. So
I mean, they got some great incentives. That's all I'm saying. That incentive package is unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? But all right. So that's Monza, man. It's going to be live at 12 Eastern Standard Time here for us. So that's 6 o'clock for them on Saturday. So wherever you are, Gio, that's a 9 o'clock affair for you. So that's going to be coffee, donuts in Milan. It's going to be unbelievable. All right, so that's the game. We're getting ourselves ready. Let's get to our indigestion of the week and our Brioschi of the week. So, Gio, you start first. Let's. What was your Brioschi of the week?
All right, so the video that's been going viral, like from Milan, when they're showing the crowd, even like Milan, Twitter, and they did it as a reel, right? So they asked So they asked the legend himself, right, what he thought, and shout out this Stevie P. He didn't put his Stevie P, but I know this is him. He said, "These are the nights that I watched and fell forever in love with Milan. Now these are the nights that I watch with my son and daughter to make sure they fall forever in love." Hashtag Forza Milan. So that's from Stevie P, man. That's my Brioschi.
That's some Valentine's Day shit right there.
Yeah,
Woo!
man. I
Stevie's
mean,
working for Hallmark part-time.
Yeah, no, man. So that's my Brioschi Stevie P's quote, and I'll take that with my two daughters. My daughter, she loves Tonali. The other one, I don't know. She's lucky. She's only 6 months, but you know what? We're gonna be watching these games together, and we're gonna let this family grow. Like I want my daughters to be like, shout out to Sabrina herself. She's knowledgeable about the game. She knows about Milan. She knows about the accounting and everything. So, and then for Mirela too, I think her name is Mirela. She's like 76. Milan fan, goes home and away Europe.
Hey.
So she's an older lady and she's awesome. And I want my daughters to be like them. Straight knowledgeable about the game and not care about if dummies, dumb guys, diss them or anything like that. As long as they got their knowledge and they know what it is, So shout out to Stevie P, man, for the hallmark moment.
Terry, what's your Brioschi, your feel good moment of the week?
Ooh, my feel good moment. Okay, I'm not Serie A. It's to the EPL we go. Arsenal dropping points, baby. I love to see it. It makes me so happy. It's so happy. And the fact that Cheating City didn't win either, it's like the cherry on top. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Mwah.
Cheating City. That's right.
Yeah.
Punish people, not just Milan, when they're not balancing their books correctly. My Brioschi obviously is the fans, the Curva Sword, the unbelievable choreography that they put out there before the Champions League game. But I just want to tell you guys, they weren't the only people in attendance. All right, this is breaking news. I know you guys wouldn't believe it, but they weren't the only people there. Me and Gio made the trip out there.
Hey.
I mean, of course, we got the primo package. We were looking fine. Gio brought this beautiful green coat. I don't know where he found it from. And me, I look like a Golden Ball winner. Unbelievable. It was a great.
He
great
almost
showing.
looks like a soccer player, and you're his agent in that picture. Almost.
It could be. But I think I was looking really good. A couple of people say, "Oh, you look so Shevchenko wonderful." I said, thank you. I appreciate that. But look, the crowd was just unbelievable. Look at that. I mean, just unbelievable stuff.
Like
You can't, for me, when I see that, they're the best. The best. We got the best fans in the world, with Dortmund a close second with the stuff that they put out there. So that's my Brioschi of the week. Does anybody have any indigestion? Anything that made you upset, that gave you the bubble guts, the diarrhea?
Yeah.
What you got, Terry?
So we lost Eriksson. He got hurt. That was a major hit up against United. And then we go and get Marcel Sabitzer. And everybody's all happy. He comes in, does the job. 2 days before Champions League shows up. Oh, by the way, he has cards that he's carrying over from Bayern. So he's going to miss a couple of games for you guys. It burned me inside, like to know that. Like, it's so scummy.
I hear that.
Yeah.
I hear that. Gio, did you have any indigestion?
My indigestion, Fabio, is no, I don't really have an indigestion, Fabio, to be honest with you. I just need to get better. My eyes messed up, like I said. I've been sick.
Your indigestion is you.
Your indigestion.
Yeah. But nah, Fabio, it's just crazy. Oh, my indigestion, which is kind of funny, is these Arsenal fans going at each other on Twitter. After today, they going crazy, man. That's must-see TV, but it's indigestion too, because they're supposed to be supporting this team at this time that they are. Right now, they're crumbling, and they're supposed to all be united. Whether you like the manager, don't like the manager, don't like this, this is when you're supposed to push the team back up. And they're over here fighting.
That happens, man. Again, they're in a position where they were riding high, and I was even
Fabio.
Yes.
I remember my indigestion now. Okay, my indigestion now is that clown, that fake New Yorker named Jerry Cardinale. What the hell are you doing now? Just because the spotlight is you, just because we got Champions League, now you want to show up? The team has been
Did he show up? I didn't see him.
Yeah, no, he was there. He was talking to Maldini.
I see no pictures.
Yeah, no, he was there with Maldini, and they said that they talked and everything. But you're a liar.
They weren't sitting next to each other.
You're a liar. You said that you were gonna make us into the Yankees, but you made us into the Tampa Bay Rays, penny pitching FC.
The Yankees, so far off.
Yeah, we're very far off right now. The only actual difference, or I guess thing that we have in common, is that they show our games on Yes. That's pretty much it. All right. So my indigestion, and it's the only thing that I'm going to be complaining about, is that I would still like to just see guys finish their chances. I don't want to stress or be superstitious here, even though I'm very superstitious and I'm trying not to be. But if those two fucking headers come back to haunt us, remember I said it here, all right? You do not give a team any chance, and when you can, you step on their throat and you put the game and the tie away. And we couldn't do it, so I'm still very upset at the fact that our $35 million man has not made the right touch yet. So please, CDK, don't make me talk about you again, all right? Do what you're supposed to do. None of this 3-year wait. You're going to be shitty for 2 years, and maybe on the third year, you'll take the next step. Do it now. Do it now. All right? So please, that's my indigestion. Chow had a great game defensively. He scores a header. We'll all celebrate. It was a bad miss, but we're not looking for him. CDK, we need you to fucking score. You got a monkey on your back, and I got a banana. So let's hurry up and get this shit going so we don't have to look back and play these stupid games with him anymore. That's my indigestion. All right? Last few things here, guys, because we're already at the hour and 15 mark. All right, let's go. You know what time it is? It's parting shots time, baby. Terry, you're our guest, so do us a favor. Talk to us. What's your final thoughts? And also, please tell everybody where they can find you, where they can follow your podcast, where they can find you on Instagram or Twitter and everything else. Talk to them, baby.
Parting shots. I want to see Milan's midfield producing more. You guys in the middle play for a big club, and you can't just keep the old man scoring all the goals himself. This is a team. You guys really have to step up and represent this club, because this club has a lot of history. That's my parting shot on Milan. If you have a problem with anything I said or want to get at me, you can follow me at the Various Views Podcast. We're live every Monday. Check us out on Instagram. We're live on YouTube. We have fun, talk footy. Same thing here and there. Shoot me a message. Give me some shit. Let's talk United. Let's talk footy. Thanks for having me, guys. I love shooting the breeze with you guys. Of course,
brother. Of course. Thank you for joining, man. You know we love you, Terry. We're your number one fan, and because you helped us. You and Mark in Boston and Timmy on your stuff. We got nothing but love for you. But Gio, what's your parting shot, baby? Talk to him. Talk to him, G. I got it ready, so you don't gotta ask me. You just tell me about it. Let's go.
Nah, Vince. I wish, man. I want one. But look, man. So Milan Cup SoCal, I've been telling y'all we're going legit. So these are the scarves that are going to be available for purchase pretty soon. So I'll keep y'all updated on that. You see that. You see the bear. You see the downtown LA skyline. So those are our scarves that are going to be available soon. I'll keep everybody updated. And if y'all want to support the club, I'll give y'all the information where you could buy the scarves.
Mine's in the mail, right?
Yeah. My parting shot is, man, thank you to everybody, man, that's coming here. Jamie, the usuals, Vince, Mancini, Liban, Yusuf, Nick, my Haitian brother, Haitian Montana, like just everybody that's here to support us, all the time. Timmy,
Jamie,
Alex,
Anthony, Jonathan, Liban, Yusuf, Nick,
and shout out to my brother to Jonathan, because Fabio ain't got this one. This the Scudetto one.
He's putting salt in the wounds, bro.
No, when I went, they didn't have it, bro. But look, me and Gio both repping the New York club right here. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
At least I wore the right colors, right?
Yeah, damn right, Terry. You always wear the right colors. All right, so my parting shot is, of course, listen. I would just say this. 2 games don't erase a terrible month. They don't. But they're in the right direction. So that's really, really important for us that we do not slip up and drop points now to a game like Monza. Monza's playing really well. We need to keep our intensity up because it's not Monza that I'm really worried about. It's the following game. Atalanta looks pretty dangerous right now. They have a lot of pace. They are going to be trouble if we don't take care of business now. When we come to Atalanta next week, we can't go backwards. We can't be like, oh, we didn't have a good game against Monza. We're hoping we're going to step it up. So for me, and I have respect. I have complete faith in my boys. I think we're starting to take it to the right direction, but I need more from the people that we expect more from. I don't know why you expect more from the right side. We hardly get anything. So if we get anything, it's a fucking miracle. Diaz is the same thing. You know, he only got 2 or 3 good games, and then he jumps out like that chocolate frog in Harry Potter. He's gone. That's it. So let's do it. All right. Do it this week. Get CDK on that goddamn board. Get Giroud some rest. Lay out. Find your form. Get into where we need you. So when we finally see Tottenham later, right by my birthday, don't let me down, man. We're riding high here. So that is my parting shot. And also one other thing I'm going to mention. Saturday, 12 o'clock, baby. If you ain't going to be around, if you're going to be in the tri-state area, do us a solid. Besides the fact that most likely 10 o'clock, there's going to be a Patreon special. So if you're not a part of our Patreon and you want to be a part of it, it's always in the link in the description. Join the Patreon, support our channel. You'll be involved in our chat. And then, of course, the most important thing is that unlike other channels who ask for your money and just let you submit a question here or there, we give you time to come on our channel and talk your shit. Talk what you believe. Talk what you think is going to happen. Get you riled up before the game. So that's what we're telling you. It's going to be happening Saturday morning, most likely either 10 or 10:30. Of course, our brother Vinny is going to be hosting it. Saturday morning, if you were in the tri-state area, Legends Bar, the Football Factory, in the basement, it's going to be popping because I will be in the house on Saturday. So Gio's going to be over here. I don't know if they're meeting up at Fox and Hound. Probably not because it's too early. But me, 12 o'clock, come see me over there. Rep MWP, talk to us, buy some merch, get some New York City gear. And that's pretty much it, baby. I think we covered it all. Am I right, G?
You guys could wish me luck for tomorrow against Barcelona.
Oh, shoot. Big European nights.
I didn't know. I didn't know. All right. We United fans tomorrow night. First of all, we don't want to see Kessie happy about nothing. Now he's talking about maybe he wants to go to Inter. Get out of here with that shit. Stay in Barcelona. Enjoy your $6 million. Shut the fuck up and sit there. That's all I'm saying. Let's go United tomorrow. Put Barcelona to sleep. They can't even pay their players. They're robbing Peter to pay Paul. I don't believe it, all right? Just like the Cheat City and all these other guys, you're damn right we ain't supporting them. We supporting our boy Terry. So
thank you. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you to the boys.
Yes. Thank you, Terry, for taking your time to be out here with us. Gio, any other final words before we peace out for the evening?
Terry, make sure that wire didn't go through because, you know, Barcelona are paying refs.
Oh, man. Guys, if you haven't already, one more goddamn time. Do us a solid, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Leave a comment if you're listening to this later. Also, if you can't catch it, we're on Spotify and Apple iTunes. Everywhere you can listen to your favorite podcast. Milan Coast to Coast is there now on the Milan Weekly Podcast channel. So do us all a solid and do it. Boys, Gio, let's send it out. Ovunque and sempre.
Forza Milan. Let's get these
Peace out, people.
Baby.
Good night.